ordinances of the town of Olive Springs.
and will faithfully and honestly discharge my duties
Will faithfully and honorably discharge my duties
as an alderman for the town of Olive Springs
as an alderman for the town of Olive Springs.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
To the best of my ability, so help me God.
Congratulations. You may be seated once again
Thank
on your reelection. Our next candidate is Jeff Denton, who won election. He served in the past. And his grandson, who is 10 years old, is also named Jeff Denton, his namesake. And Jeff Denton Sr. and Jeff Denton Jr. wish to be sworn in. So if you'd step up here a little bit more where our cameraman can see you. And repeat after me. I, Jeff Denton,
I, Jeff Denton,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States of America
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America,
and the Constitution and laws of the State of Tennessee,
the Constitution and the laws of the State of
and the
Tennessee,
Charter and ordinances of the town of Olive Springs,
Charter and ordinance of the town of Oliver Springs,
and will faithfully and honestly discharge my duties
and will faithfully and honestly discharge my duties
as alderman for the town of Olive Springs
as alderman of the town of Oliver Springs
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
And congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And congratulations on your grandfather. Perhaps one day you'll be down here. Let's see, Terry Holland, who is our incumbent, is retiring after many, many years. And as a footnote, his grandfather was Harry Van Sr., who served as mayor for many, many years. So we're losing a good one that offered a lot of capability and gaining a good one that can offer a lot.
Okay, you want to announce we'll have possibly one more later on?
As quick as Dudley gets back.
Any words, Terry? To the citizens?
And for our audience, James Brummett was also elected as an alderman, and he will be replacing Don Schillings, who is retiring. Don is a Harriman graduate many years ago and served honorably in the United States Navy for a number of years and came back home, married a local girl, and served, I guess, since about 1975 on town council, off and on.
79.
79. Many, many years, and so he had brought a lot of wisdom and experience to our town council, and he is retiring, and he will be missed. But James Brummett, his successor, has served on town council and on Rome County Commission, and he'll bring a lot of load of experience. And I'm sure Mr. Holland, as well as Mr. Schillings, will be available for consultation. Thank you, gentlemen, for your service.
Hey, Jeff, you have any comments you'd like to make?
I'd like to thank council, the mayor, Joe Van Hook for all their warm comments and support. I'd like to thank the town of Oliver Springs for their support in the vote, and I look forward to serving with this council.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Brown, do you have any additional notes you'd like to make?
No, I'm just going to carry on like I always have.
Trying to get things done, aren't you?
Yeah, hopefully get some more stuff accomplished.
You've helped a lot so far. Okay, so we're out of recess and call the meeting back to order. Correct, Joe?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody in the audience, citizens, have any comments? Come before the board?
You know I do.
Yes, sir, come on up here. Mr. White?
I just want to tell you what happened last weekend. For weeks and months, we went with only 20 sponsors or less. We couldn't buy a sponsor. And we toyed with the idea of whether to even have our October Sky this year because of the lack of interest and, of course, the virus. And the week after that, we got 17 sponsors all in the same week. And last weekend, there were 100 vendors that took that field. 80% of them were from out of state, people we didn't even know. This thing was splashed out all across the internet, and people came from far and wide because nobody else was having an event like ours. We made more money than we ever had. We had more people show up than we've ever had. And you say, well, what did that help the city? I know there was one vendor that went to Food City about 3 times to buy more food and supplies. several of them asked us where the gas stations were so they could buy gas. So these folks did spend a little bit of money here in Oliver Springs. And when you move that kind of traffic in here, they're gonna buy things, they're gonna stop at the Dollar General store, gas stations, or, you know. But I wanna thank the city, the folks that you got your city workers to help us do everything. You made the field look beautiful. Thank you for all that. I know Thomas and the mayor and others worked hard and to make our streets in our city. They got the grass cut and the trash picked up, and all I can do is give it a check in the box because it was a successful weekend. And believe it or not, there were people that gave us their money again and said, we'll be back in next year. So it was a great day for the October Skyfall Festival, and I appreciate the ones that participated and showed up and gave us a pat on the back and said, keep going. My wife had a bake sale out on the front porch of the museum, and you know, I give everybody some credit. Nancy Burge sold all of her pinto beans and cornbread. I think they sold all the Crystal Cream hot dogs. My wife made $1,800 standing on the front porch of that museum up there selling fresh baked food. And you say, well, that's not a whole lot of money. Listen, when you make that kind of money in the town of Oliver Springs on a Saturday, you're having a good day. That many people coming through and buying your things, and Phyllis sold every crumb that she had. But I just want to say thanks to the city and all the people. I think our little town looks good right now. We've worked hard to clean it up in some places, and I think it looks good. So thank you all. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank the society from here. I'm sure each one of these guys say that it's a good vote, yes, that it was a good day, and you guys did a good job, and there's a lot of hard work goes into that. The Historical Society does a great job, and we continue to support you when we can. There is limitations, but the amount of money you said on me was out of, was a little high, but we'll support you when we can. Okay, next items. Town council. No, that's me. I got the next one. Kind of out of order here because I had a knee operated on the day before yesterday. I took one out, put one in, or I didn't, but the doctor did. The first one I had to do in 17, it was perfect, and this was perfect, I guess, so far. But I didn't know it was supposed to hurt. The first one didn't ever hurt. This one hurt, and it's still hurting. And this is the first time I've been out today. I joined the parade to go into this Dillon's Middle School. They did a great job supporting the veterans there, and we had a pretty good parade. I think we had about 35 cars in it. Flew with all the flags of services and all the flag of the United States, the state of Tennessee. We're proud to do that. We enjoy doing things for veterans. But the kids were doing this for the veterans. And I want to emphasize that. They lined their walks out there and waved American flags and notes to us and told us who they were and talked to us afterwards when they could. And those kids have a lot of respect for the military and the veterans, and we hope they continue to keep a good attitude like that. And we enjoy being there to help support them also. So that's all I got, Mayor. I'm the mayor. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. What I've got is I'd like to say congratulations to all the newly elected council members. Congratulations. Fall cleanup is currently underway, and I'd like to publicly thank Rocky Top for their willingness to let us use their knuckle boom to making all this possible, and the Streets Department for all their hard work in getting everything picked up. I also would like a few dates for everybody to remember. So the fall cleanup is November 2nd to the 6th. We'll be hanging Christmas lights the 9th to the 13th, and then a second fall cleanup will be happening the 16th to the 20th. So if anybody forgot to put anything out, you can put it out the 16th to the 20th, and we'll come by and get it. Please call City Hall and let us know to make sure that it gets picked up. But if not, we'll do patrols right before the 20th to make sure we get everything. That's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Mr. Spiller.
How's the clinic going so far, Tom?
It's going really good. The knuckle boom's making all the difference.
We're getting pretty good.
lot of people had a lot of trees out.
A lot of participation,
Lot of
yeah,
brush.
a lot of brush. And Uncle Boom is a great machine. He really,
That's all I got this time, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bass.
Well, start off, I'd like to welcome the new council members. And I'd also like to thank the Oliver Springs Middle School football team, to just appreciate them, to give them a shout out for going 10-0 this year and winning the championship game Saturday, and Coach Hopper for all he does for the kids. And that's all I have.
Okay, Mr. Brown.
I'd like to also welcome our new members, and hopefully we all come to equal opinion on a lot of things that's going on in this city. Also, at the raceway, if you come out your gas station there, going towards Hardee's, and try to get back on the 4-lane, there's a big old drain there. And it doesn't have proper lighting, and it doesn't have a complete enclosure. Man could run right in that. I'm one of that, you know, you can't hardly tell it's there if you're not noticing it. It needs to be put some kind of a structure or something, another curb around it or something. It looked like it's been broke off or something. Somebody's hit it, but it's dangerous, and I'd like to look into that.
It's in the west or east side.
If you're coming out of the raceway, going towards Hardee's to get back on 4-lane.
Okay.
And it's a pretty big hole right there. And there's nothing there to keep you from going if you don't know, obviously don't know it's there. And there's some kind of looks like that maybe one time they had some curbing put around it, and maybe been hit, or broke, or never been replaced. But if you look into that, did you ever get anything else from the state on this red light down here about the water buildup?
well, we have two options on that. One's to cut the curb and one's to add more asphalt to stop the water from pooling. We've talked with the state, and they weren't a whole lot of help on it. So we're still,
Can we cut the thing ourselves? Or is that deemed state property now?
I don't know.
And the same state property, if we modify the highway, we can't do it. We're like,
I mean, just,
The real question too about cutting it is this.
set up a house.
If you do cut it, you've changed. Are you liable then for what you changed? As of right now, it's designed by an engineer.
Yeah.
He's liable. If we go through and do something other than what was designed, which would be to cut it,
We might get a little more attention when they come in to fix the red light.
Yeah.
Redo the red light, because they might be doing this. That's gonna be wireless there, so we shouldn't have the wires in the street
you know,
anymore.
let me keep going up the chain.
okay. All right, appreciate it. Also, I noticed out on Wiley, the new street light they put in down there's out
Already?
already.
It's only a couple months old.
I know.
Did somebody throw a rock at it?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Chief, you call out in tomorrow, or,
Do I know?
what, red light at Wiley? Red, not dirt.
Street light.
Street light.
Street light. We'll get it marked tomorrow and let them know.
Okay.
And also one at Saltwell in the curb.
Also, I was at the Arrowhead Park last week for the dedication. I was very pleased, and I want to thank everyone for their hard work. And I'm still, you know, the cameras is coming, I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Yes, sir, they've been ordered,
They've been
and
ordered.
we're ready to install. We're just waiting a little bit to get them installed.
Okay, well, I'm just saying that that's a beautiful, beautiful place for the town of Oliver Springs to be used for the citizens of Oliver Springs. And I've still got the back of my mind that I'm not happy with the cameras. I'd rather have a fence, but that's my priority. And it may not happen, but I hope nothing. Because the bathrooms is out of this world compared to what I've seen in other places like that.
They're beautiful.
And for somebody that to go and vandalize the place, I don't think the camera's going to help us, but that's my opinion, and I hope that don't happen. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody that worked on that, and the prisoners, and hopefully, are we going to get them back?
Eventually.
Eventually.
I don't know when though.
Okay. Yeah. Are we still getting Rome County then?
Yes, sir. They've been really gracious, willing to help us.
Okay. All right, thank you, that's all I have.
Mr. Chillings.
Mr. Hoop.
Oh, my goodness. Ooh, let me get off,
That's all right.
let me get off of that. Siltner.
I just want to congratulate Mr. Denton and, oh my goodness, Mr. Brummett for winning, and I look forward to serving. Thank you, Mr. Denton. So, piggyback off what Mr. Brown said, or about the inmates, what's the latest contact we've had with the state, or what have they said?
Well, the last contact I had with him was with Mr. Lee Dotson maybe 2 weeks ago. I didn't call him this week. I normally call him before the council meeting, but I'm worried that I'm going to run my welcome thin and make it to be a point that I don't want to lose him.
Right.
That's why I didn't bug him this week. The numbers have been going up for COVID-19 because of the weather and it being cold flu season. So I figured that there would be no chances of them being released because he was looking at the CDC numbers to determine if Rome and Anderson County was going to get them released, and they are going up. So I figured I had my own answer, so I didn't call them. But
If I had to guess, I'd say it'd probably be maybe in the spring.
Yeah,
spring.
for sure. Probably so.
The numbers are growing up. There's an article in the Sentinel a couple of days ago. Apparently, the area hospitals gave a press release stating that they were in a gala situation in terms of capacity, where that a number of people with irregular illnesses and whatnot that the hospital deals with, the COVID-19 was starting to fill up their capacity. And of course, that it's kind of like a caution light at an intersection. Doesn't mean you have to stop, but it means you got to slow down and look carefully. So I figure it's going to rise again. I've seen several courthouses, Tennessee Bar Association puts out a daily advanced sheet type of information. I've seen several courthouses throughout the state have closed. In the Anderson County Clerk and Master's office at the courthouse several days ago, one of the employees tested positive and they closed for 14 days, just that particular office. So I think we're in a boomlet or an echo of our first episode in the spring.
Yesterday was the record 100,000 United States.
I would say do not be surprised if one of our employees came down, was diagnosed. We'd have to have another lockdown like we did around July the 4th.
The good news is that what Joe had brought up is something that we had considered, that if one of us did come down with COVID-19 that works at City Hall or out in the field, what would we do? You know, we're a city, we have to keep running. So you guys passed a resolution that deemed city employees as essential. So if someone in my work group comes down with COVID-19, they have to go home, of course, for the 14 days or 10 days, depending on what the CDC says to do. But the group that was exposed to them then just comes to work with a mask because them being then deemed as essential. So there won't be the 2-week quarantine like we had to do last time. So we did a stopgap to make it so that city services could keep going on. Now, once one of the people that was in that group that has to then wear a mask at work, and I don't mean like a paper mask, I mean like an N95 mask, like one of the real ones. If they start having symptoms, they'll need to go home too, of course. But they'll all get tested, and they'll all still come to work until they have a positive test through symptoms.
They get a rapid test, right?
Yeah, they get a rapid test.
How are the tax revenue numbers looking for the city?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
I don't have it with me, but it's in my office. It's
Probably
good.
another real good month last month, right?
Yeah, good.
I should have brought a copy of that with me.
Yeah, have it in my office, but it's doing real good.
The pothole repair contract, what we said.
October 3rd or 1st it opens up, and it'll be in time for
November.
the... No, I'm sorry, I'm doing the... I guess it's late for all of us, huh?
Yeah.
December 3rd is when it opens up for the December 3rd meeting on Thursday.
Okay.
So it will open up just in time for that. I've sent out around 12 invites to bid to different asphalt companies, including Rogers Group, and haven't gotten them back yet. So I've even called a lot of them too and said, hey, I'm sending you a packet. Please be on the lookout for it. And some have told me right away, well, I'm just too busy, I got too much work. So I'm marking off the list. And I was even I mail the bid form, an example of the contract, not the contract, but one with a sample written on it, so they know what they're getting into. So they know what the insurance requirements are, they know what the response requirements are, so there's no secrets. But I've been having nobody send them back, but they ain't due yet, so, the whole time.
What about what's the update on the railroad crossings that we shut down and kind of really look aesthetically unpleasing?
Those are, last time I talked to them, they said that that is through a TDOT grant, and they're getting the funding put together. So there will be more time, but they're getting the funding put together through it. Is that correct? It was a TDOT safety grant, wasn't it?
The grant is paperwork.
Yeah.
It's there. They just gotta get it, go through all the channels and signatures. And it's probably gonna be within a year, but I don't think it much closer than that.
Yeah, in the money procurement stage.
They made some promises, but they didn't make them in writing. We didn't hold to them in real strong lawyer to
Well,
report, but,
they just never told us how long it's gonna take, but I guess because they're dealing with a bunch of different groups and other people's money,
but we'll I'll continue to monitor them and call them and talk to them, send them texts and emails, so. Ask the question when they're gonna do it. We have citizens that wasn't in favor of that to begin with, and when they tell them it's gonna get done right away, which they kinda left that indication that they're very unhappy. And railroad don't need all this town unhappy since railroad comes right through it. They made a lot of promises there, so.
Well, one last thing, just out of curiosity, when was the last time the 4-lane in Oliver Springs was paved? Does anybody know? I mean, the entire 4-lane?
2 years ago. Rowan County got theirs, Adams County state got the other half. I think about 2 or 3 years ago.
In Rome County's about 2 years.
Yeah, well, and Adams County was after that.
Anderson County's been 5 or longer.
Yeah, they did it, they had to do it by counties. Do what?
2015 or something like
I
that?
think maybe, yeah, I guess so. I'm trying to
That's
go
when they
back.
did the turns.
It's not getting paved as often as it should, probably for a state highway.
They don't have the fuel tax revenue like.
I'll put it this way, when I was coming back from one of our meetings that we have at the academy, that Joe and I are members of, our board, they were paving all of Pellissippi Highway at that time. Now they've done so many modifications to that one turn down, they're paving it again within a year or two. I'd say less than a year. I guess it's where you're at and who you know. That happens a lot in state highways. And
The reason I was asking, I mean, obviously the 4-lane is not in like dire shape or anything, everybody knows that. However, you're starting to see some significant cracking in the asphalt. And I mean, I'll be honest, I don't remember it being paved 5 years ago, the Anderson County portion. It may have been,
yeah, I
but
think
like
it was.
Pellissippi Parkway, I know
They
too.
didn't, I don't think they paved the whole thing. That's when they came in and made the cutouts, I believe, for some of the turnoffs.
Okay.
That's when they did the safety paving.
Yes.
They only repair,
Spot.
paved stuff where somebody had been killed or what, they fixed the curbs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and there's a contract on that. They didn't fix the one at Killatown, the one that comes off the hill.
Right.
That's a death trap. They haven't done much improvement there. And if you notice, if you're coming off the hill, you can't even see toward Harriman. And it's a very dangerous place. There's a hole at the end of, almost at the end of city limits there. I can't remember who lives there, but if you get off in that, your car is hid.
Yeah.
And that was on the safety thing. It hasn't been done yet.
Mr. Stoner, that's something I want to know too. When I talk to the TDOT people about the median or the curb that's holding water, I'll try to get the right person that knows when the paving is going to happen and get a list of them.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the big promises government's promised off this month, to put people back to work,
Right.
is infrastructures, and that's one of our biggest ones, so the railroad's all we got for infrastructure, just about.
Thank you.
Yes,
That's all I
sir.
have.
Okay, Jeff, you got anything? What you already said, or you just,
I'm gonna hold back until I get my feet wet a little bit, figure out what's going on.
okay, he left you some good notes, can
He
you
did.
read them?
He left me some excellent notes.
Okay, good. Okay, that continues on to item 9, or well, the police chief.
On that, I'd like to, if possible, can we put that off for one more meeting on the court costs?
On the reason you
Yeah,
talking
under
about,
the old business, I thought that's what you were ready for.
no, I wasn't ready for old business yet. I was just ready for
I'm,
the next one will be, if fire chief doesn't have anything,
he's not here.
he's not here, so, yeah, now you're up to the
I just got to put that out for one more meeting, if possible.
Discussion of court costs.
Put it out one more meeting. I got some more stuff I'm still waiting to come in, and then I'll come back with it next one.
I'd rather do it right than do it too
Yeah,
soon.
that's what I'm waiting on. Some
Can I
more.
get a motion to delay that till next meeting?
I'll
You
make a
don't
motion.
necessarily have to have one, you just.
Second.
Okay. Well, we got a motion second, so.
Okay, who made the motion
Any
second?
more comments?
Okay. Who's the second?
Mr. Brown.
Okay, roll call, please.
Robert Miller.
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass.
Yes.
Kenny Brown.
Yes.
Jason Stelter.
Yes.
Jeff Denton.
Yes.
Passed.
Just let you know, our radio project we started several months ago, finally they started, got everything in, got programmed, and started installing today, so we should have our new radio system up and running after tomorrow.
Is that 700 man?
Yeah, the ballot system. So it should be up and running starting tomorrow. They got part of it installed today, and they'll be back in the morning to finish it. But it took a while with COVID and everything, get back everything up. Thank you.
Okey-doke. Okay, a new business, discuss possibility to approve sanitation rate increase to $8.88 due to a 3.48 cents rate increase.
Thank you,
You
Mayor.
want to comment on that?
Yes, sir.
Explain that, sir.
I'd love to. Let's see, find all my goodies here. Under item agenda A, you'll find the rate increase. This is a letter that was sent to us from Waste Connections. This is what it looks like. It is the letter from Waste Connections. In their contract, they're allowed to raise the rates, but they got to show a justification for it. They did show that on the last page with all their averages and everything. With the consumer price index, percent, with the fuel index percent, works out to be on this last page right here. It pretty much breaks it all down. It's a little formula that they use, worked out to be 3.48%. When this was put together, it was put together in error. So let me go over what needs to be passed for the rate. The current rate is the current contract rate. There's two things we're going to talk about here: what they charge and what we charge. And the reason is that we have other expenses. So the current contract rate, which is similar to this letter right here that was sent to us last year, is $8.58. The current bill out price is $8.67. We do a 9-cent adder to cover postage. So the new contract price through Waste Connections is $8.88. The new bill price needs to be $8.97 with that extra 9 cents to cover postage. So it's still the 3.48% of the current bill. It's just all passed through to the customer. What it costs to do it and what it costs to mail it is what they pay. So we don't make any money. It's just break even. And so it needs to be $8.97 new bill price for the customers.
To be effective, what day?
When they,
Next billing cycle?
Next billing cycle will be first.
when they come out with this contract originally, I think I was on council then, and I thought we got an increase when fuel prices went up, and fuel prices was up quite a bit higher than they are now, and they're still using that, I mean lower than they were then. Quite a bit. They went up first up when the fuel prices was what, $3.10 a gallon or whatever it was. When they go down, they should come down with their index, but I'm not sure how often a period it covers. I'm sure it's got a. Do you have any idea?
All I know is they've got in their contract that they can increase up to 5% each year.
Okay, but it's going to take a little research. But I think if we go back to when we first gave them this contract, it was going to be. They would have to increase the fuel price, operating costs went up, they'd have to increase up to a maximum of 5%.
They could go.
Okay, and then I thought if they would adjusted the other way also, if the economy got better and fuel prices come down, that
They've only went down once that I know of. Since
I know
then.
they've only lowered it once, but I'm thinking they should have maybe lowered it more than that. I'll look into that. Right now, we got this one we got to deal with right now, but if we find out in fact that that did happen, we'll put Joe on. I want you to tell.
Well, I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
All right, is this not billed on the water department?
It is, and that's why it's only 9 cents.
Why are we having, if it's tacked on to that bill that we already have to pay postage on anyway, are we charging them?
The postage is 28 cents for the little card that's mailed out, and they pay a third of it. That's 9 cents.
I just don't see, I see paying $8.88 fine, but adding more on for postage for a little thing that says it's to add that on to the bill,
Yeah.
9 cents.
It's just their share.
Which it's in the program. If it's their share, then I say we tell them that we can only raise this to $8.79, not $8.88. And if they want the $8.88, that's the way you can get it. Because you're just basically putting the bill off for mailing we've already got the water increase in the sewer, so we're gonna add another 9 cents to mail it to them. I go for $8.88.
I would agree with Mr. Bass, but when I study it, I wonder, and I don't know the answer, but the water department certainly would be responsible to pay for the mailing of the water bill out of the water rates. But what the auditors say, since the sanitation department involves garbage, and since the sanitation department piggybacks part of the bill onto the water department, would the sanitation department, as a matter of governmental accounting, have to pay a certain percentage of the postage?
The general
Because-
fund has to supplement the difference between what we don't collect in revenue
Yeah.
off water bills. The general fund has to pay.
So what you're saying is the auditors won't let the water department absorb the full cost for mailing out the bill when there's a sanitation department invoice included with the water bill?
See,
Actually,
the money
y'all are
that they
saying two
collect
different
on that
things.
bill, they have to write us a check from the water department to the general fund for the sanitation.
Okay.
The sanitation is supposed to be a special revenue fund. It's supposed to technically support itself, but it does not, because we have never had enough revenue come in to support that fund. So that's why it has to be backed up by the general fund.
So what Ramon is saying is that any shortfalls in sanitation will be covered by general fund, and what Joe Van Hook is saying is that there has to be a separation of enterprise fund and general fund. So if you use general fund, if general fund uses something that's enterprise fund, you're not allowed to cross funds. And they are adding to their bill that they're sending out. And they are saving money for not sending out a standalone bill. And they gotta pay their share of that. It would be as if it was an employee that did both works, or if you had a piece of machinery that was shared by both departments. It's like me, like I'm paid out of both departments. I pay out of water and sewer, and I pay out of general. You couldn't just pay me out of water. Or you couldn't just buy a vehicle just out of, a water fund that's used for general fund. You can't buy a police car with water and sewer revenue. And that's why they pay that 9 cents. Now, if you do choose to do a lower rate, that's fine, but you will pay for it through taxes. So either way, someone's gonna pay for it. It's either they pay for it through less services because the taxes are going towards it now, or they pay for it through the service that they use. I would keep it clean and have them pay for it for the services that they use at the rate of $8.97. It'd be cleaner, because they're gonna pay it either way.
If you're not,
It's a cost.
it's gonna take a while rewriting that, then it's gonna cost us money to
Yeah, they're gonna pay it
get
either way.
them in a meeting and
Yeah.
and try to negotiate a contract, not a new contract, we've already got a contract, so.
And they,
And this is noted in the contract that we would increase, so I guess we can check on it, but,
Technically, you don't have to raise the garbage fees, but like you said, the general fund will have to pay for it.
yeah.
So
You only
taxes are
collect
paid.
$5 and you're billed $5.75, general fund is paying 75 cents.
But I'd keep it cleaner and just raise the rate to fit what
That's
services
what
that they're
I
using.
feel we're gonna have to do right now, is do it. But, we might need to negotiate on that next contract with him.
And, 75 cents per bill is not a lot of money, relatively speaking. But if you have 500 water bills or 500 sanitation customers per month times 12 months,
So,
75 cents
It's
factored
31,
into that.
31 cents.
Huh?
I think it's 31 cents going up.
It's 31 cents. Okay.
Total of 31.
cents. They're going to pay 30 cents more.
So,
including the nine.
Hmm?
So including the nine.
Yes.
Yes, that includes everything, right?
Yes, it is. Includes
Both
everything.
things.
Actually, it's 30 cents. It's going up by 30 cents. So 30 cents per, should get pretty close to breaking even. But you still got people that don't pay their bills. And when they don't pay their bills, we still get billed for that address, so. So you need a little bit of a cushion, but it's pretty much break even as is. We make no money off sanitation. Sanitation costs money.
So if we have a house that's empty for 9 months, the city pays that, even though that garbage is not picked up at that resident, the city still pays that garbage fee, right?
Yes.
So I would, you can make it as low of a bill as you want for people, but their taxes are gonna pay. So either way, they're gonna lose, they're paying. Like it costs. So if it was me, I get what you're saying. I really agree with what you're saying. But I do think that to make it the easiest when it comes time for audit, when it comes time to explain it, is just to do a quick pass through. The contract we have costs this, the postage costs this, together, that's the price. It's just a clean pass through. We're not making any money administering anything at one city I worked that had their own sanitation department, to administer it with all the hidden costs was about $5 extra. We did a study on it. So this is a good deal. I mean, at my last city, they were paying $18 a month for sanitation. And here, you're only paying $8.97 is the recommendation to raise it to.
Okay. It's on the floor. We didn't get a motion, did we?
I don't have a motion. in a
Okay.
second.
Let's make a motion and get it on the floor. I mean, we've already discussed it.
I'll make a motion, we raise it to 897. Second.
Okay. Got a motion, got a second. Is there any more discussion? Call the roll, please, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
No,
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Jason Stiller,
Yes.
Jeff Benton,
Yes.
passes 4-1.
Okay, thank you, guys. Discuss and possibly set a date for August Springs Christmas Parade. I have a suggestion for a theme that somebody turned into us, but they want to make it a country Christmas. I don't know if it'd be additional cost or less cost. I told them that means going out, putting out paper and gluing it together, making chains and threading popcorn and stuff. I'm not sure our kids, they would enjoy it probably. The kids would probably make the decorations for us. But I guess that's what anybody else has a suggestion, need to get it in, but first we need to set a date.
but don't do it on the 12th.
Do it on first weekend,
Huh?
first Saturday night.
Yeah, on the 12th is, Oak Ridge has theirs this
12th, I
year.
think, Oak Ridge Council is?
Six to 8 on the 12th, reverse Christmas parade. If you've never heard of that.
We had a reverse Veterans Day today.
Yeah, you park your float and everybody drives by.
I thought they were backed around.
That's kind of like the Halloween trunk or treating, you know?
I'm not over Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
You can't read that little.
I got caught up in that Oak Ridge
He can't steal.
Halloween.
Okay, so what kind of date were we talking about now, if we can't do it on that day, you say?
The 19th?
It's awful close, isn't it?
Too late, gotta go before.
We gotta go to 4th, or we gotta do it on a Saturday? Is that the game plan, a Saturday?
That's usually when you do it.
Yeah, then on Saturday. What about the first weekend?
That's the 5th.
That's the 5th.
Yeah. First weekend of December?
It's kind of like we do a trunk or treat, isn't it? We did the Veterans Parade day, Joe Smoke,
What we did last year?
First weekend,
Last year was the first weekend.
yeah.
First weekend?
Yes, sir.
We got a little problem with a basketball game or something going on that weekend, but it all worked out, I think.
On Saturday?
Something was, maybe Olive Springs was in a playoff or something.
I think we did on, was it a Thursday or
Something
Friday?
going on, we had it in.
Well, they play tomorrow night, the first tournament game. If you didn't go online and get your ticket, you will not.
Can't buy them in person,
You will not get into the ball.
they say. Everything's getting so restricted, we're about to write new regs on it.
December 5th, is that what we're thinking?
December the 5th.
The 5th?
Thinking the 5th, that Saturday?
December the 5th on Saturday.
Anybody in the audience have any hands up or hands down on the 5th?
Anybody know anything we don't know?
No, I want it. That's,
What time?
We normally start,
It's dark at 4 o'clock
You
now.
normally start at 6.
Six, usually.
It starts at 6 o'clock, so you need to be at the park by
5:30.
5, around 5, 5:30 at the latest. If you ain't there by 5:30, you're gonna get lined up anyway, you can't get to where you need to go.
okay, do we have anybody that wants to manage that? Parade? Besides the chief of police and his man, keep it
Lisa
back.
does an awful good job with that.
Who does?
Lisa.
Lisa does a good job.
She does a great job.
We'll see what she says.
Recommend her.
It's a volunteer deal, so you might have to pay
We'll
her.
volunteer her for the task.
You'll volunteer? for
I'll
it?
volunteer, yeah,
You
I'll
don't
volunteer.
Okay, she got volunteered. Tell her next time you see her, I plan on taking another day off. I'm riding this knee up to the max, aren't I? I've taken 3 days off of this knee already, 4. Last time I didn't take any, I don't think, so let's make that. Okay, so we're going to set it for the 5th. I need a motion and a second,
I make a motion, we set the Christmas parade for December the 5th,
beginning at,
beginning at 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock,
Wow.
line up at the park, contact City Hall for any other information.
okay, we'll put out some flyers.
Sir, can I say something?
Yes, sir, come forward or stay.
Don't forget about, at 7 o'clock, we always go to the Presbyterian Church
Yeah.
for a Christmas service.
Yeah, I try to go to
The
that.
parade's at 6, and 7 o'clock, everybody needs to wear a mask, because we'll
Yeah, they
be closing that
there.
little tiny sanctuary.
That's not,
Last year, it was full.
they didn't start early? Some Saturday.
No, an hour's good. I mean, you all do what you want to do, but it's always finished within an hour.
Yeah, we normally get it.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave the time the same.
Didn't show that yellow fire truck off.
Yeah, blow the horn, toot the whistles, blow the horn all
Yeah,
the
but Santa's
time.
got her out on the red one.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Any more
Who
comments?
seconded it?
Who seconded that motion?
I'll second.
No, I think that did, didn't he?
I didn't know.
I heard a strange voice, it must have been yours then.
That's that old man in your head.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
He's here.
I gotta fess up, I'm getting old, but I don't feel that old. I don't feel 81. And I know there's a lot of comments, you don't look 81, you look 100, but besides that, let's get on with this meeting. Okay, we got a motion, got a second? Any more comments? Call the roll, Joe, please.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Jason Still,
Yes.
Jeff Denton,
Yes.
passed.
Okay, item C is discussion of Cash Express coat drive.
Yes,
You gonna
Mayor.
explain that?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. Cash Express is, in Oliver Springs, is currently holding a coat drive or a toy drive for needy children. Please bring any toys or coats to Cash Express and donate to them.
Where's that at?
That's an announcement, we don't.
That's the announcement, yes.
Just an
It's on the
announcement,
four-
we
It's on
don't
the
need
4 lane. I don't know the areas.
I guess, I don't even know where they're located right now, I'm sorry to say that.
They're right across from Volunteer Breakfast.
Okay.
Where?
Good.
They
No,
moved,
they
they
moved.
moved, they've got a car out there
Go
again.
back up.
That's right.
They're where the old subway used to be.
That's right. I apologize. You're right.
Where the old subway
Yeah.
was, okay,
Yeah,
and right across from
Shell
the
station.
Shell Station.
She's in the building.
Kim Joe?
That's right.
You what?
Kenjo?
Kinjo, yeah, right across from Kinjo, well, they call it Shell, they got Shell signs. They put them up new, they set it up, but, anyway, that's an announcement, we don't need to vote on that, that's, they're putting up flyers and things, I think, themselves, so they'll probably announce it on Channel 12. I really want to comment that Channel 12 gave us a break. I think we got 3 football games in this year, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
On TV.
Think so.
One of them was in the rain. It saved me from getting wet. And appreciate that. They do a great job over there. And we appreciate having Dudley here at their meetings. Anything else to come before the council tonight? Okay, need a motion to adjourn.
Your board meeting, man.
We go, but, you got that in a item, though, don't you?
Yeah, it's on the zone. We have to adjourn this.
Yeah, we have to adjourn this and have a beer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Make a motion.
motion to adjourn, got a second, everybody in favor say yes,
Yes.
those opposed say yes, no, I'm sorry. Okay, we're adjourned, and call the beer board to order, everybody ready for the beer board? Call the Auburn Springs Beer Board to order at this time. Chief?
They're coming in.
Oh, okay.
This is a copy of
Come on up, guys.
everything we did on it. You just have to say what each of them in. And what thing we did, we did a compliance check and had all business, and we had 3 that failed, and they had sold to an underage person. We've got the Norwood Marathon, the Downtown Marathon, and the Cold Creek Grill that's located over here on the Knoxville Highway. Downtown Marathon, they've had their license since 2006. This would be the second time that they've been gotten. I mean, you're talking since it was 2006 when we got them, and they paid a $12.50 fine and 6 months probation back then. Like I said, that's been a pretty good while. They've been good ever since then. Up until this one, the Norwood Marathon just got their license in August, and then they, a couple of months, and they failed this one. Yeah, and then Cold Creek Grill's had their license since 2018, and they failed on it.
Chief, what happens to the person that sells them?
Every clerk, everyone that sold has been cited in court. They've just not been in court yet. 2 of them go tomorrow, and 1 of them will be on the 16th court date on the other.
Is that a misdemeanor charge?
What's your recommendation?
Well, that's,
You know, we kind of have a max on this.
yeah, your max on it is up to $2,500 fine. And so it's anything from 0 up until that.
Joe, what's your thoughts on that?
I would say that,
Penalty for it.
okay, the chief might want to start with Downtown Marathon, and although he said some stuff about it, he might want to give you a little bit of information if he knows about the undercover officer or undercover juvenile that went in, how the buy was made, and that sort of thing, and then let some representative from Downtown Marathon come forward and offer their side, maybe mitigating circumstances, or chief might offer mitigating circumstances or aggravating circumstances, and then council can ask questions of either the chief or the folks from the beer board, beer permit holder. And then at that point, the chief has a recommendation as to punishment, then town council will vote to find, the beer board will vote to find the person or the person guilty of this or not guilty of this. If they find him guilty of it, then they would have to impose the appropriate sentence that's authorized by the ordinance.
That's the penalties under that.
Yeah.
That way you've got what it is, the maximum can do. I think he has fired the clerk that did that. Since then, she was fired within a couple of days.
Has all your clerks been trained, had the training?
Well, she just started working like a week, and
I know your existing clerks.
Is this
now.
downtown? or-
This downtown.
Okay, downtown.
Have you made plans to ensure all of them has had the training on
well,
checking
we
website?
got the system
You got the system in.
to, they have to be scheduled.
When you hit the register, it's supposed to tell you.
Yeah, and plus we got the state, they after that over cigarette thing, because make sure you're not selling like over 18, you know, they still come in the store every 6 months, just keep eye on it. You selling right people like over 21. So we improve the new equipment, you know, it have to be scan ID, they can do with that. But
Chris has done pretty good, like I said, he had that one time, back in '06.
Well, I've never seen him in your, except to get licensed and stuff. I don't think they've had that many violations, but.
Just one since '06.
Except to the council member who.
How much of the beer was about,
beer was fun.
How much?
how much alcohol?
Case, six pack, or one beer, or
I think it
so?
was one single can, right?
Yeah.
One can of beer?
It's obviously, the IDs weren't checked properly. It's obvious that it wasn't been sold, correct?
She didn't even check it out, that's what she said.
It's hard to run a business and be there 24 hours a day to watch your employees, but except you guys set a rate or whatever the punishment might be, if any.
It says the beer board may at the time impose a revocation of a beer permit, which means it's canceled, or the beer board can suspend it for a period of time, say 30 days, or offer the permit holder an opportunity of paying a fine not to exceed $2,500. So at that point, if the beer board feels like what has been presented violates the beer board ordinances, then it'd be appropriate to make a motion second to decide what to do.
So here's my conflict, not of interest, but my conflict in my mind is, I'm a small business owner, right? And I'm responsible for my employees and what they do and don't do. When they mess something up, you know who gets to pay for it? I do, as the business owner. If I don't hold them accountable for their actions, then they will continue to do that going forward, right or wrong. And my guys will tell you, I love them. They're hard workers, and I pay them very well. However, they also know I do hold them accountable. So if we don't hold the business accountable, then how, you know what I'm saying? If we don't hold, and I'm not saying just you, regardless of whoever's standing in front of us, if we just say, okay, listen, it's been 14 years, that's a great record. It is a great record. I mean, that's impressive. If we just give you the free pass and say, hey, I'm not saying suspend, I'm not saying that, but whether it's $250 or $500 fine or something, we hold you accountable, you hold your employee accountable. I know you said you fire them, I get that, but that's just my thought. I'm not saying I'm right, I'm not saying I'm wrong. What are your all's thoughts?
I think you're absolutely correct. As a business owner, I am responsible for everything my employees do, whether I like it or not.
Right.
And there's nothing worse as a business owner than having to stand accountable for something my employee did. Nevertheless, I'm responsible. Make a motion that we fine this gentleman $500 and 90 days probation.
I'll say.
Got a motion for $500, is that correct?
Yes.
90-day probation.
Now, the 90-day probation means you can still sell beer during this
Yes.
period of time, okay.
You can still sell, but you can't be caught. So
You get caught.
it'd be a big trouble.
Yeah. Well, this is accidentally happened. We don't do on purpose.
Yes.
Like I've been,
Yeah.
you guys been my location before so many
Yes.
times. I never done anything like that, you know.
Well,
And I
I
know
don't
you
think
take
you do it on purpose either.
One question I have is, I wonder if there's employees that have been through all the education.
That's why I asked him that.
Oh.
They had all the training.
Okay, they have,
Well-
okay.
Their training now is different than it was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
If 2 or 3 years ago, this required training, if you kept the employee.
Yeah, now on, I think you guys use those people,
ASAP.
ASAP. Now on, we gonna just send them, if you think I go school, you know,
Yeah.
you send my every single employee to go school,
Mhm.
it makes any difference, you know. It's just proper training, you know.
Yeah. Well, the proper training, I was on the beer board in Anderson County, and we didn't allow an employee to, if they had an employee that wasn't trained, it'd come down pretty hard on the business owner. But they all knew that they were required to do that. And we've got new equipment now that's supposed to help you with this.
Well, even on say state, they really watching close because
But there is, I might have misunderstood you. Is training required now, or is it just, it helps them out if they get caught doing something?
Well, under the way this was changed when MTS did it, we've got to go back and fix that, and put that back in it and get it regrowed, and back to where it's required. Because with the way it's written up before, if you've had the training, it's half your maximum penalty that you can have.
Yeah.
The way it was written up then, we just got to get it regrowed, because when the MTS did it for the wine, they left all that stuff out of it. And so we've got to get it rewritten and passed it again.
And something else, and just for information, don't include, right now, it don't affect you, I don't think. If you're at a liquor store, and beer, sell beer and liquor, you can't take the liquor fine unless it's liquor they're selling. If it's beer, you can't take the liquor fine. They stay open with liquor, so it's a lot of things to keep up with, and I've not read the latest training requirements, I'll be honest with you, and I should have known. But it's important that they all get trained on what they're doing and at least briefed. And I think they can train now online if they
Yeah,
want
I
to.
think part of ASAP's is on, if they do online, instead of having to go to a meeting.
Okay, we had a motion and we had a second. Any more discussion on this gentleman's thing? Call roll, Joe, please.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Jason Stiltner,
Yes.
Jeff Denton,
Yes.
passed.
Thanks, sir. Is that all?
Now, can he pay the $500 tomorrow, or does he have to have?
He's got to be paid within 7 days.
Okay.
do I?
Okay, you come to the police department, around, they'll give you a receipt, get you taken care of.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Which one?
Who's next?
Who's on there next?
Downtown Marathon?
Got to put downtown marathon.
Oh, it'd be Norwood or Coal Creek,
Okay.
whichever you. Is that Norwood Marathon?
This Norwood
This
marathon.
number here, this guy didn't think it was 17 even. You
That's,
sure you got an ID?
his mom, I think she owns a business with him.
Yeah. Okay.
Same thing with this one, I mean, I've done it because I went in, bought one alcoholic beverage, and the clerk, I'm not sure if the clerk's still working for you or
Well,
not.
she actually quit. I couldn't even fire her. She quit. She was scared of. But before she started working for me, she worked at Freddy's, so she's never dealt with checking IDs. Because she worked at fast food restaurant, so it was new for her too. Within 2 weeks of me hiring her, she failed the test. And,
But you understand that's your responsibility.
yeah, I completely get that. Yeah. Yeah. And I wasn't present at the time
I
when that
understand.
happened. Yeah.
What measures have you taken?
So now I'm gonna send all my employees, well, I don't have any employees anymore anyways, but if I do hire one in the future, I'm gonna send them to the class first. And my register already does where it scans the ID before when you're ringing anything up, it asks for the date.
So you already had that in place?
Yeah, I already have that in place, yeah.
So in this case, it probably wasn't swapped or something, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, what's the,
Well,
what's the feelings of the court?
I say 6 months probation, $500 fine.
I'll second.
And a motion second. Any more discussion? Do you get them out, Joe?
Yeah, $500 fine and 6 months probation.
Okay. Any more discussion? Call the roll, please.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Jason Stiltner,
Yes.
Jeff Denton,
Yes.
passed.
Just within 7 days, just come out and get you taken care of.
Sounds good.
But now you gotta remember, 6 months probation is a long time.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta-
know.
All right.
6 months.
Go.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's Coal Creek Grill.
How quick real is that?
And I think the employee's no longer employed by her unless she's come back in the last couple of weeks.
She does not.
Do you guys do the training? Do you guys have the training?
I've got, excuse me, one waitress and I'm volunteering for the training.
I know you guys have a lot of people out there, a lot, so, I mean, if you're right, you've got to make sure that they have that training.
And we also have, I have had her to install the app on her phone to where she can scan her IDs. With the other girl, she had looked, but she evidently didn't pay attention to the date on the ID when she sold to the underage.
I've got some complaints from your patrons. Our businesses, that there's beer bottles and stuff scattered all over that parking lot. And
Okay?
I think that definitely needs to be cleaned up. And also, maybe people not obeying where they can drink and where they can't. They have to be in your business, not out there on the four-wheeler. Is that understandable? And, you know, I don't want to be a problem, and I think your business is doing real well. But I'd like, you know, for you to understand that it's very serious from people that talk to me about several incidents that's going on in the mornings when they come in there and go to their business. And I'll be honest with you, I think that maybe you might be the stiffer one on the penalties. If there is such a penalty, because it's not just happened once or twice, nothing happened, but it happened with one single servant, is that, I understand.
Well, like I told him,
Yeah, I understand.
we do have neighbors and they like to party.
I understand that part, I'm not negotiating your business.
And I have put up signs on my patio and I stand out there and if they go past my signs up the patio, I have them to come back onto the patio and I tell them that they have to stay on the patio or inside the bar, the dining area. But I do have sometimes my neighbors come over and they have their own.
Well, that's gonna get you in more trouble than it's worth.
Yeah.
And I would agree that that's an issue, but that's not really the issue that we're dealing with right now. And I think we should stick to the issue we're dealing with.
I have solely took on everything by myself. And I have cleaned the place up a lot. I don't let them stay after or whatever. If I say I'm closing at 8 o'clock, I close at 8 o'clock. I've had some out-of-towners try to pay me money to open on days I'm closed and stay open later, and I'm like, no. So I probably made enemies there, but.
Yeah, I understand that, but
Have there been any other issues with this, Chief?
Not that we've heard rumors, we've just not been able to prove anything. So I'm just not, so I'm not going to talk about rumors.
Make a motion, we fine her $500 and 6 months probation.
I'll second it.
And a motion and a second. You guys correct them out, John? $500, 6 months probation. Any more discussion? Call the roll, please, Joe.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
yes.
Jason Stiltner,
Yes.
Jeff Denton.
Yes.
Within 7 days.
Is that all you got, Chief?
They have the police department. That's got them all, sir.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Any more business be brought before, or
We got-
discussions before the people?
What are you here for?
I have to ask you to be.
Chief, just a minute, please.
There'll be another day.
This is not before the last meeting.
Yeah.
Since you're.
Yeah.
This is not an illegal sale.
We haven't adjourned.
He is taking
We
over,
went on the agenda, but we'll take.
no, he's taking over the Oscar Market the other end of town.
Does everybody agree? If you have anybody disagree that we hear this?
No.
At any time you think we shouldn't, it's competition.
Yeah, this is just a simple thing. I've done the background on him. He's gonna pay his fees, all that. He's got all of his state permits, his state license, he's got all that stuff. So he's ready to
Okay, what's
Oscar's Market, the old Lee's Market at the other end of town, or Smoky Mountain Market.
Oh, okay.
He's the new owner taking over. The other one, he took it 6 months ago. No, the other guy. Yeah, about 6, 8 months ago, he's bought it from him.
Okay.
He's good to go. He just needs
He needs approval for.
just approval for a beer permit.
Okay. Anybody else want to say anything before we get a motion?
Are we gonna get update on this?
Yeah.
In other words,
He's talking about the last
Talking about
That
last one.
Yeah, I just had to get this done.
okay, I understand. I just wanna make sure we get an update.
Are all your clerks trained?
Yes, sir.
We don't wanna see you back in here for this.
No, you want to see,
Awesome. I mean, the one, did you retain the same employees that was out there, or you?
except for a new employee.
All brand new employees?
Yeah, boy,
Got
I'm
rid of
going to
one?
stores.
I'll make a motion to approve his
Understand.
permit.
Got a motion, need a
I'll
second.
second.
Got a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Call the roll, please, John.
Robert Miller,
Yes, sir.
Jeff Bass,
Yes.
Kenny Brown,
Yes.
Jason Silver,
Yes.
Jeff Denton,
Yes.
Bass, 4-0.
So I want y'all to know, I'm 41, I've never had any alcohol, okay? So I passed just because, I mean, I personally agree with sale or consumption of alcohol.
I'm 81, I have several, and I don't agree with either.
Okay, so it's nothing against that guy, it is what it is.
Not right.
All right.
I didn't know for sure he was showing up tonight, so that's the reason I wasn't. Appreciate you doing that one, so we didn't have to set another one.
You got some information from him, so I'd have something in the minutes.
I'll get it to you.
Okay, need a motion to adjourn.
As long as you sign it.
You got a motion to adjourn, Fair Board, second? All in favor, rise.
I thought Chief